Rick rode a rusty roller coaster. Rick rode a rusty roller coaster. Rick rode a rusty roller coaster. Can you say that 5 times fast? Today, we're going to have fun with tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are an excellent way to explore sounds, notice how they feel in your mouth, and build confidence in actually producing these sounds, especially when they're tricky. I'm going to practice a few tongue twisters with you and show you how you can use them on your own to improve your pronunciation and your English. And if you haven't met me yet, hi, I'm Shireen. I help English learners improve their confidence when it comes to communicating in English at work with coworkers and even in their new lives in an English-speaking country. Before we get into practicing these tongue twisters, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to practice effectively so that they can actually help you. Tongue twisters can help you notice difficult sounds. They can help you practice the rhythm and the flow of English. They can help you understand how the tongue and the mouth moves when it comes to pronouncing those tricky sounds. The intention overall is to help you to get more comfortable speaking. But while this is a fun practice activity, we have to talk about what tongue twisters are not good for. Tongue twisters are not real conversation. If you find these really difficult or even impossible to say, it is not the end of the world. In fact, tongue twisters are designed to be difficult, to feel impossible, even for native speakers. Think of them as a tool for practice, not a goal. And when you make mistakes as you go, just remember that is normal. How can you practice a tongue twister? First, say the tongue twister slowly, focusing on the target sound, the sound that you are focusing on. Repeat it a couple times, trying to get the sound clear and correct. And if you want to, you can practice starting out slow and getting faster as you practice more and more. If the sentence is too hard and you keep trying to say the sentence and it just cannot come out correctly, then just take a phrase, take 1 or 2 words from the tongue twister and practice saying those over and over. Then later you can get to the full sentence when you feel a bit more prepared. We are almost ready to jump into the tongue twisters, but I just have one more quick tip I want to give you before we get started. After you practice these with me, once you identify a sound that is trickier for you than the other ones, I want you to think about how you can practice that sound in real life sentences that you might use at work or in your day-to-day, and treat that as another tongue twister for your practice. This is a great way to help the things that you're just practicing transfer into your real speaking skills. And now let's try our first tongue twister. In our first tongue twister, we are going to practice that tricky sound. As we practice this, I want you to remember that the tip of your tongue should not be touching the roof of your mouth. When you make the sound, your tongue is pulled back. And you may even notice that your lips could round a bit. My tongue is pulling back. Here we go. Rick rode a rusty roller coaster. We focus on saying each word slowly and intentionally. Rick rode a rusty roller coaster. I'm going to try it once faster. You don't have to if you don't want to. Rick rode a rusty roller coaster. Rick rode a rusty roller coaster. Just make sure that the tip of your tongue is not touching the roof of your mouth. Let's practice a tongue twister with the sound, like think, thought, 30. To pronounce the sound, you need to stick your tongue out from between your teeth, which might be a bit uncomfortable, but it's a must. Your teeth should not be too tight on your tongue, otherwise you're not going to be able to push air out. One really good tip that I give my students is if you put your tongue like this, your tongue should just be touching your finger. Now let's try it. This one is a little bit long. 33 thirsty thinkers thought thrilling thoughts. 33 thirsty thinkers thought thrilling thoughts. 33 thirsty thinkers thought thrilling thoughts. 33 thirsty thinkers, see? Too fast. 33 thirsty thinkers thought thrilling thoughts. 33 thirsty thinkers thought thrilling thoughts. I think that one is hard. When you're practicing this one, just check in with yourself. Is your tongue out from between your teeth? You're not saying duh, duh, duh. If you're doing that, that means your tongue is not coming out a little bit. In this tongue twister, we are going to practice the and the sound, which for some people can be really confusing. We talked about how when you make the sound, your tongue is pulled back. The tip of your tongue is not touching the roof of your mouth. But when you make the sound, your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth behind your teeth. Really lovely lilies rarely rest. Really lovely lilies rarely rest. This one's hard because the R and the L are sometimes at the start of the word and in the middle of the words. Really lovely lilies rarely rest. Really lovely lilies rarely rest. That is very difficult to say quickly. Really lovely lilies rarely rest. And as you're practicing this one, make sure you are going slowly enough so that you can notice if you are pronouncing the and the differently so that they sound clear. The V and the W. These can be quite tricky for a lot of people, so let's practice them in this tongue twister. When you want to make the V sound, you are going to make sure that your top teeth are on your bottom lip here, and then you're going to use your voice and you're going to say you should feel a vibration here. When you make the W sound, your lips should be in a circle. Did you see that? W, w, v, w. Victor went to visit Wanda's windy village. Victor went to visit Wanda's windy village. Victor went to visit Wanda's windy village. I really recommend getting a mirror so that you can look at your lips when you're saying this. Victor went to visit Wanda's windy village. The sh and ch sounds are notoriously tricky, so let's practice those. When you make the sh sound, your tongue is in the middle of your mouth and you are just pushing out air. But when you make the ch sound, your tongue touches the roof of your mouth. Let's try it. She chose shiny shoes and cheap chairs. Let's take this one slowly. It's hard. She chose shiny shoes and cheap chairs. She chose shiny shoes and cheap chairs. She chose shiny shoes and cheap chairs. I messed up. She chose shiny shoes and cheap chairs. She chose shiny shoes and cheap chairs. As you can see, that one's really, really hard, so go slow. When you're practicing tongue twisters, it is important that you are having fun. They can be really frustrating, but like I said before, they are designed to be frustrating. Tongue twisters are a great tool for practicing a sound deliberately. They can help you become more aware of how English works. My advice for you is to choose one or two of these to add to your practice. Practice them once or twice a week, just for a few minutes a day, just to exercise those mouth muscles. The goal, as always, is to be clear, understood, and comfortable. That matters more than anything else. I would really love to hear from you. Which one of these was the trickiest? Which one do you plan to add to your practice? Thank you for taking the time to practice your English with me today. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe if you would like to learn with me in future videos. I will see you next time.